For a quick moment, imagine this. Imagine you went out to drink something and all of a sudden, the girl of your dreams is standing right in front of you. Now, what are you gonna do? You think, oh shit, she's standing right in front of me. I gotta say something, I gotta do something, right? So, what do? You proceed to talk to her. You say, hey, what's your name? Even though she stays nice and tells her name to you, she notices your skinny, drizzle drop cupcake physique and looks with absolute embarrassment at you. All of a sudden, she makes some type of excuse that she gotta go somewhere and she walks off. What happened, bro? It's that skinny physique of yours, bro. That skinny physique makes you look weak. People will look down upon people who look weak. The first thing to actually do to increase that size of you is increase the full width of your body. And this starts with your back. Now, I know that a lot of y'all don't have a gym membership. You don't really know what to do when it comes to first starting off in the gym. It's very difficult getting started on fitness if you don't have any knowledge on it. So that's why I'm here on YouTube. Before we get started, get to the subscribe button because I'm going to be giving you a lot of game this week in order to actually see your physique grow. Your back is the number one muscle you need to first focus on in order to actually increase that full size. The wider you look, the bigger you overall become. These 4 back exercises that you need to be working on. Don't need a gym membership. You don't need to go pay money for a gym membership. You can go outside, go to whatever type of near calisthenics park there is, and do this workout. So let's get into exercise number 1, and that is gonna be the wide grip pull-up. And listen, I know what a lot of y'all gonna say, yo, I'm a beginner, I can't do wide grip pull-ups, I can't do pull-ups. Listen, we have equipment nowadays that is gonna help you in order to still perform the pull-up, right? So use resistance bands, use assistance exercises such as standing on a bench and doing your pull-ups that way, or choose rows in the beginning. But the exercise that I want you to eventually achieve is, first of all, the wide grip pull-up, especially with stretching down the bottom. The reason why we want to do this is because we want to follow weightlifting parameters. In the gym, what you see all the time is you see people focusing on the squeeze and the stretch. That's the main thing, right? This is exactly what I want you to do in order to really grow your back. I know you want to do a shit ton of pull-ups. That's not for you though. If you want to solely focus on growing your back, you need to start focusing on the movement instead of focusing on how many reps you're doing. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going all the way up pretty quickly, and we're going to lower ourselves down quite slowly, about 3 seconds. And as soon as you're down, you want to stretch those lats fully out in order to really tear them. That's what we do. We want to create micro tears in our back, right? In order to see recovery growth. So what we're going to do, we're going to be doing sets of 1 rep in reserve, which basically means that you still have 1 rep in the tank. And the last set, we're going to be going all the way to failure. The sets that I recommend you doing is about 3 to 4. Listen, I don't recommend you doing 5 to 6 sets of a pull-up exercise. You can do it. I actually do it myself, but that's for a different style of training. When I solely focus on building muscle, I don't do hundreds of sets. When I do endurance style training, that's a different story, but we're not doing that today. Those are videos for the future. I'm talking about just building muscle in your back as of right now. Do what I say and you'll see results because I've seen results with it myself. The right grip pull-up stretches your lats so great that it always will help you build muscle. The reason why I say wide grip, that stretch at the bottom is going to be insane. I've seen a lot of YouTubers recently talk about the wide grip pull-up, how a lot of golden era bodybuilders, silver era bodybuilders used to use this exercise in order to grow the width of their back. So what I want you to do this exercise consistently for about 2 times a week when you have your back day or your pool day, depending on what your split is, and stay consistent on this exercise. Fast up, 3 seconds down. That's my advice. Then we're going to exercise number 2, and that is going to be the arched pull-up. Now, the arch pull-up is basically a combination between a pull-up and a row. Now, a row is, of course, pulling horizontally towards you or pulling yourself horizontally towards something else with body weight, for example. This is a perfect combination because with a row, a lot of the times you don't have a crazy stretch. You can make a crazy stretch with it if you really let your rib cage fold all the way across your back, right? If you have a chest supported exercise, those do that very well. But with calisthenics, we don't have chest supported exercises. We move freely through space, okay? And that's what we want to keep. But how are we still going to get that stretch? Is by getting a vertical stretch in there instead of a horizontal stretch. So what we're going to be doing is pulling up horizontally, but arching our body in such a way where it becomes a row exercise at the end, but the squeeze is the same as a lat pull down, for example, or the wide grip pull-up that I just showed you. So that's what you want to do. 3 sets of, again, 1 rep in reserve. And the last set, you're going to go all the way out to failure. Fast up, slow down. The slow negative is so crucial in whatever type of exercise you're doing when it comes to building muscle. It's because human beings are stronger when it comes to holding weight and lowering weight, which is basically the eccentric movement and the isometric movement, the isometric hold. Why are we stronger at that? That is just what we're stronger at. So we got to make use of it by slowing down that part of the movement, because that's where the highest ROI is. If you focus on that part of the movement, you will become stronger and build more muscle in that part of the movement, resulting into more muscle growth. If you slow that movement down, that's what's going to get you the results. If you're going to do that very, very fast, again, you might be an endurance athlete like me. I do a lot of endurance pull-ups, which is very fast-paced. That's not the purpose to build muscle, even though it still builds muscle. But if you truly just want to focus on building muscle, I do not recommend you doing that. If you want to see the fastest results on building muscle, you got to slow down that negative movement and get that concentric movement pretty fast up there. It is crucial, man. So focus on that first. Get down the speed of the exercise first. Of course, you want to do 12, 15 reps quickly. I know that, right? I used to be like that as well. Just do 15 reps and that's all I need to do. But I wasn't focusing on how to complete the 15 reps, but I was just focusing on completing the 15 reps in general. So what I want you to do right now is focus on the negative, and that's how you're going to get your results. Let's go into exercise number 3. That is going to be the locked weighted pull-up. Now, I say weighted because this works, in my opinion, the best with weighted. It just feels the best. I do a lot of weighted pull-ups. Locked weighted pull-ups are absolutely beautiful when it comes to a pull-up variation. The purpose of the locked weighted pull-up is basically locked. You might mean that, okay, you lock out at the bottom. But in street lifting terms, if you don't know what street lifting is, it's basically weighted calisthenics. Instead of the bench press, you have the dip. Instead of the deadlift, you have the pull-up. So it's basically 1 rep max competitions, very high weights, low volume. That's street lifting. In street lifting terms, when we keep our chin over the bar for about a second, that is what we call a locked pull-up. And that's what I want you to do with this exercise. We're going to be hanging completely still, pulling up as fast as we can to our chin, and we're going to be holding that up there for about a second. When you up there for about a second, you don't need to go down very, very slow. This is basically to get the explosiveness going, to work some different type of muscle fibers, right? So what we want to do is hang down completely still, pull up as fast as you can, hold it right there for about a second, come down and immediately pull back up. That's what you want to be doing for repetitions. Now, I prefer you do around 10 repetitions with a certain weight. If you cannot do weighted, do them body weight. That's completely fine. If you cannot do them body weight, again, add a resistance band. I can't show you that right now. I don't have resistance band no more. They all snapped. I don't know why, but it's whatever. Do them with resistance band or do them with your body weight. Get down the locked weighted pull-up. That is something that you should definitely want to achieve in the long run. Locked weighted pull-ups build immense explosive strength from the bottom up, and they build your isometric strength at the top because you're holding that movement in a certain position. 3 sets, get around 10 reps. If the 10 reps are too easy, what do? First off, you or increase the reps, or you hold the movement longer on top, basically resulting in a longer isometric hold. You can do a 3-second isometric hold, which is still a locked pull-up. You can do a 4-second isometric hold, a 5-second isometric hold. Make it difficult for you. What I would usually do is increase the reps because I like to be very endurance based with my training. But when it comes to building muscle, I actually prefer you increasing the seconds on top of the bar. Now let's get into the last exercise, and that is going to be front lever raises. Now this is an advanced exercise, right? Front lever raises are for the people who have like strong ass backs and cores, especially backs. This is basically the bodyweight version of a machine pullover. You have probably seen it in the gym doing a pullover, right? It really isolates your lats. If you have done it, you know what it feels like. It fries your fucking lats if you have good mind-muscle connection. Same thing with this. This exercise should be done if you're more advanced. I'll actually argue that this version of the exercise, this version of the pullover, the bodyweight version, the front lever raise, is actually more beneficial and effective than the machine pullover. Why is that? Because, bro, you using your whole entire body to get your lats to squeeze. It is insane. When you get your whole body up there and you squeeze your lats, you don't even need to actively think about squeezing your lats. Your lats are going to do that for you. The reason why is because your whole body is being held up by your lats at that moment, right? If the full body raise is too difficult, move it to a tucked. Just do a tucked version, advanced tucked, maybe a straddle or a one-legged variation. You can move your way up to the full front lever raise. Finishing with this exercise is actually crucial. The reason why is because it's very hard to add isolation in calisthenics. But this is one of the ways to actually isolate those lats, to where you basically just focus on your lats, taking your biceps out of the equation. That's what we want to do if you solely want to build muscle. Is sometimes you got to take out other muscles, secondary muscles that are helping you to get the movement up there in order to see muscle growth, right? Isolation is crucial at a certain stage for certain people. Some people don't need isolation for their backs. Like me, I've never done isolation for my backs. But if it's a weak muscle group, let's say it's a weak muscle group, I do prefer you adding isolation, because isolation will really focus on that one muscle, taking all the muscles out of the equation, making you able to focus on that muscle just alone to make it grow. Sometimes certain muscles need extra attention. How are you going to do that? Isolate them. So I know that as a beginner, it's very hard to get these movements actually unlocked, right? I want to show you something that might be able to help you. I got 3 programs as of right now out on my website down below. Go ahead and get that. That teaches you actually how to master the basic calisthenics movements such as pull-ups, dips, push-ups, squats, and maybe even the muscle up in your first 6 weeks of training if you do it correctly. Go down there right now, and also stay tuned for January because my private community is coming very soon. Also, watch this video right here if this video helped you, and comment down below what you would actually like to see and benefit from, because I make videos off of comments sometimes, bro. If you comment down below, I'll make a video on it, and I'll see you in the next video.